Domestic Abuse 7-minute Snippet series. Number 2, safety planning. This short training snippet is a part of a series of sessions created by Oasis Domestic Abuse Service in partnership with East Kent DA Forum. This is part 2 of 5 snippets. The others are signs of abuse, what you might notice in someone that is abusive or is being abused, safe inquiry, how to safely and appropriately ask about domestic abuse, signposting and support, being able to signpost people to the right support, understanding risk, covering factors that increase risk, for example, fear, escalation, strangulation, and the point of leaving, and the implications for information sharing. These snippets were created to give busy people the opportunity to use the 7 minutes it takes to have a coffee break, to give you a very basic understanding of domestic abuse, allow you to feel more comfortable to ask about the abuse, and offer some support before signposting to services while considering risk. We ask all managers to allow their staff the 5 additional coffee breaks it takes to watch this series. A minimum of 2 people a week are killed by someone that they believed loved them. How many of those could have received some support if we knew enough just to ask them? General safety planning. Safety plans must be achievable and person-centred. Every individual should have a different plan because their worlds are different. Consider the unique risk posed to them in the house, work, and on their social and online settings. Maybe developing a code word that you can have with trusted people. So, for example, if you don't feel safe, message your friend to say that you want breakfast in the morning, and that could alert them to phoning the police for you. Carry a phone with you at all times and make sure that it's charged. Having knowledge of specialist services and local support such as one-stop shops, which are local agencies coming together to support you in the Kent area. Keep a diary, but only if it's safe to do so, not if that diary could be found. And knowing where your personal documents are, keep them all in a folder together. Ensure that you've got enough medication to leave. You may not be able to get a GP's appointment in an emergency. Call 999 in an emergency and 101 to raise any concerns. And for professionals, please trust the instinct of the person you're supporting. They know better than we do. And as a professional, make sure that you make all necessary referrals onto other agencies. If you're planning to separate, please consider using any regular events that you or they might attend each week as a window of time to leave. Have a plan for your escape route and consider all eventualities. What happens if they come home while you're packing a bag? Make sure that you look at your social media and phone settings. Only tell those that you trust your plans, but tell somebody if you can. Try not to do anything out of the ordinary prior to leaving. It will be enough that you will feel nervous. Maybe you don't really want to leave, but know you have to. That will alert them to the fact that there's a change in your demeanour. If possible, take all essential items such as medication, paperwork, even your child's favourite teddy bear. But if they're tech savvy, could there be a tracking device in that teddy bear? Once separated, think about doing things like changing routines. Change your passwords on social media and online shopping accounts and ensure that your settings are private. Create a new safe email address and notify anybody that you need to of changes such as DWP. Consider additional security measures. Do you need to have locks changed on your new property or on the property that you're staying in? Consider fire safety. Do we need to block off your letterbox and put a new one on the side? Change bank accounts, ensuring bank statements are not sent by mistake. Consider changing your telephone number. Keep a diary of everything that's out of the normal. And again, have a bag to flee. Just because you've separated doesn't mean to say the abuse will have ended. Be aware of your surroundings when out and about and report any breaches of any orders you may have. Have a safety plan with school and one with work if necessary. And there are apps such as Hollyguard and Live 360 that you can download to support you in safety planning. Call 999 in emergency and 101 if you've got any concerns to raise. As a professional and as a friend, we have to be mindful of unintended consequences. Have you advised someone to turn off their location settings? Because doing this before they leave may raise the perpetrator's alarm bells. Encouraging someone to leave may be for their safety, but could increase their risk without a plan. Packing a bag to flee prepares for an incident, but could be found and cause an incident. And telling a child a plan prepares them for what comes next, but could result in them telling somebody else what the plan is, which could place you further at risk. Trust the instinct of the person you're supporting. They're the expert. Legal and civil support. So there are a number of legal things that can do to support you. So you could attend the local police officer for a domestic violence disclosure scheme or Clare's Law, where the police would be able to tell you if the person you're in a relationship with has a criminal record for being abusive to others in the past. A domestic violence protection order is something that the police can issue. If they're not going to arrest somebody, they could issue an order that keeps them away from your house, away from you for a period of time, usually 28 days. A non-molestation order is a civil order that you can go to the courts yourself and get. There are other services that will support you to do this. It stops somebody that's been hurting you from coming to your address, talking to you directly, accessing you in a particular way. Maybe they can't go to your mum's or go to your work. A restraining order is a very similar order which is granted after a criminal court case. So if you're working alongside police officers within court, they will ask you what details you want in a restraining order to protect you in the future. An occupation order is an order that prevents somebody coming to your home if they lived there once. A stalking protection order is an order that would stop somebody from stalking you. And stalking is something that we would be very concerned about. A child arrangement order and a prohibitive steps order both give you an order that arranges where a child lives or what they do, who they live with, how often they visit. All of these orders will be available to you under certain circumstances. What now? Please watch the other 4 snippet sessions. If you're a manager, please allow for those 4 additional coffee breaks. If this is happening to someone you know or work with, you can call local or national helplines such as the free phone National Domestic Abuse Helpline on 0808 2000 24/7 for women. For men, the Men's Advice Line on 0808 80 10 327. And if you identify as LGBT+, call Gallup on 0800 999 5428. For forced marriage or honour crimes, you could call Carmen Nirvana on 0800 5999 247. But if you think that someone is at serious or immediate risk, you must call the police on 999, being clear about your concerns. And please ensure that you're making safeguarding referrals as appropriate. Please never judge. The biggest barrier to someone disclosing domestic abuse is previous unhelpful or negative responses. How would you want to be treated if this was you?